All right, good evening and welcome to Sunday Evening Coffee. I'm Brian, and sitting right across the table from me is my beautiful wife, Crystal. Say hello, babe.
Hey, guys.
And Jennifer and Jason Zach probably can't say hi because they've just shoveled cookie into their mouth. But say hi, guys.
Hello. Why is this also wiggly today?
Oh, that thing's not tightened up there. We're having some technical difficulties. I don't know. Oh, it's up top. Screw that little thing in. Look at this little. Yeah. Nope. Down. Right there. That. Nope. Other way.
The flower.
Get it up against it. There you go. Whichever way. No. Yeah. There you go. Keep going. Sorry for you guys listening.
That's what she said.
Watch on YouTube, and you can appreciate our dilemma. Crystal's just struggling a little bit. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Just don't touch it.
Because it's not his microphone. That's why he thinks it's fine.
That's what she's thinking too. Anyway, so as you can tell, we've already been laughing. If you watch the pre-show on Periscope, you can see that we laugh nonstop. But so that's what we're going to do tonight. We've had some kind of heavy topics lately, and you got to push the button or nothing's going to come out there. Oh my! So we're going to lighten it up, and we're going to tell kind of funny stories on each other because everybody has funny spouse stories. I mean, we've got like 700 about Crystal. So, but also in addition to that, we've had some kind of interesting things going. Our video with Jack and Tammy got like over 200 views last night, and most of
controversial.
Most of it was because he talks about pastor talking about Palestinians. So anyway, always exciting stuff. Some really bad derogatory comments I've had to delete because they are
inappropriate,
not pretty words.
No.
So took those
salty
down.
words.
Yeah, salty. They were. Those were beyond salty.
Those are the words that make you say, "Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?"
That's exactly right.
Or your children.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. What are we drinking tonight, babe?
We're drinking coffee. Memphis Roasted Ugly Mug Coffee. I saw this at Kroger's and thought it might be a fun one to try.
At the K.
Music
Roger?
City Blend. It says balance, blended for the folks in the Music City. Slow roasted to bring out subtle berry and cocoa, made in Tennessee.
I can taste the berry.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't taste any berries.
It's because you may have too much cream in it.
Yeah.
It's a newly harvested dingle.
Really? So here's my question. Ugly Mug, is this the Ugly Mugs coffee shop?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think it's the same?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
It is the same.
And then also it did come with this extra awesome little clip bag, the bag clip for $7.99 that says Ugly Mug. So that's
Your
a nice
official
little,
Ugly Mug bag clip.
Yeah, it's a nice little extra on the bag.
It's good
there.
stuff.
And if you have not tried Ugly Mug, it's a great place to go try.
Yeah, I like the coffee, but I'll be honest, still pizzas.
And they had several
I haven't found any
blends. They
that's
had
better than
several
Pete's.
different roasts of the coffee. So another one might be a better choice.
On a side note, I will tell you about some exciting stuff in the coffee land. So Jeff Gregory's ministry, Reaching 360, they now they're in the process of finalizing getting their coffee into K-Cups for the Keurig.
Yes.
And Crystal and I got to sample that this week in different amounts to see which one we like better. So
It was
be sure
really
to go
good, the
back
dark
over
roast.
and support Jeff and Lisa Gregory and what they do.
We should get some of their coffee for our podcast.
We should. Yeah, we had it on when they were on and we drank it all, so we don't have
Yeah.
any left. We need to get some more. It is good. That's the only thing I use for our Cubans, his espresso. I like the coffee, but the espresso, it's perfect for the Cubans. So we have cookies, we have coffee, and so we're just going to settle in. And anything cultural going on we need to talk about? Crystal's getting on a plane tomorrow to go to Africa.
Yes.
By the time you
Kenya,
hear this,
Nairobi,
she'll already be
Kenya.
home. So she'll have stories to share.
Yeah,
I just said share. I can't talk. Share.
share.
Yeah, stories to share. Sometimes my teeth get in the way. So
They do that when they're removable.
they
He started
True
using
story.
Fix-A-Dent.
I did. Fix it
So
in,
now the
forget
lips
it.
is gum
Wow.
off when he takes it out.
This is going to a new level, ladies.
It is. I have no shame. That's what Sheila Smith today stopped me in the hallway. She said, we were talking about you guys in our life group this morning. I said, you were? She said, yeah, about the schedule and how important that is. And she's like, but we didn't mention your name. And I said, you can mention my name. I don't care. And Jessica was sitting there and she said, he has no shame. Nope. Sure don't. So
Which
And
means by default, I don't
the
need
schedule topic will come up.
it
in
will come
future
up on the
podcasts.
toolbox.
Yeah, it will.
Yes, it's one of the toolbox episodes. I think probably about 4 or 5. So be listening for that. Believe me, you don't want to miss the sex schedule. Dun dun dun. So we'll just jump in and tell some stories and laugh. And really, we're trying to do a broadcast.
You can edit it out.
No, it makes it funny. Wow. So who wants to start?
Don't everybody jump in at once. You can start.
Me?
Yeah.
All
I like
right.
to. I know, right? Pick
I know
me,
you're
pick
just
me.
hoping you could
He's
start.
over there, like with both hands raised.
He was
on the
being
table.
nice to offer it anybody
I
else.
was.
He had no
I was-
intention of really letting anybody else
No.
start though.
Let's let you set the tone, and then I'll
And see how it goes.
Yes,
What?
I'll react based on your story.
Depends on what story you're going to tell.
Yeah, right. So
I might just
Crystal
make
and
one up.
before we were actually even married, in January of 2006, I was in California with her family. They were singing out there, and I was on the road with them. We'd gone to Arizona, and we were out in L.A., out in El Cajon at David Jeremiah's church. And so Crystal calls me one night, like 11
I have no idea what this
o'clock.
story is on a side
And
note.
this is about before you were broke. I had a nice car. I had a really nice BMW that I babied.
Oh, I know what it is.
never had a speck of dirt on it. I mean, I just really babied that car. And so I get a phone call from her 11 o'clock at night, and it's in January, and it had been snowing at home. And this was a rear-wheel drive car, one that you wouldn't be driving in the snow anyway, when we had a car that was all-wheel drive. But anyway, so she's driven my car to Kentucky to go visit. And she's like, I hit a skunk on the way home from Kentucky. I was like, okay. She's like, it's fine. It didn't hurt the car or anything, but the car smells, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't even know it smelled at that point. I think I was just telling you that
Yeah.
I was just reporting. I hit a skunk.
And she's like, it hit pretty hard, but the car's fine. And I was
But
like,
I
well,
wasn't. I was only probably doing 80.
Yeah. And that's what she
only
said.
80.
She's like, I was doing 80 and it's snowing. And I'm like, what? I don't even, why would you be doing 80 in the snow in a real wheel drive
It was
car?
just snowing. It wasn't like sticking yet. It was just
Yeah.
snowing. Yeah.
So anyway, I get home like 4 or 5 days later, and the house smells like a skunk because she's pulled the car into the garage.
Oh no.
Okay. Here's
no.
the thing. Let me just give you the rest of the story that you're leaving out.
Thanks, Paul Harvey.
Is that so? I didn't know it was going to smell.
And
I mean,
here's
I
the
had never
rest
hit a
of
skunk
the
like
story.
that. So I pulled it in the garage, called to tell him I had a skunk. The next day, I wake up and come out of the bedroom, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that smell?" The whole house reeked. It was awful. But I couldn't figure out what it was. Like, I was like, golly, it smells so weird in here. I don't know what it is. And then I opened the door to go out to the
no.
garage, and it was like skunk city.
So any normal person would have moved the car out of the garage.
No, I didn't. Because that's when I saw, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, the bumper was demolished.
So I get
From
home,
said
and now she
skunk.
hasn't told me. This has been like 4 days. She hasn't said anything else about the car.
I figured I would just wait
Hasn't said
until
anything
when he
about the house,
got
stink or anything else.
Rather than let him stew for 4 days.
Yeah. So I get home and still hasn't said anything. The next day, I go get my car to go wherever I'm going, and the whole bumper's laying on the ground. Like the right side's like on the ground, it's barely attached. And I'm like, and all she could say was, I guess I hit that a little harder than I thought.
It was a really big skunk.
So the house stinks. The bumper's hanging off.
The house
so
stunk for like 2 weeks.
It was bad.
The
It
car
smelled-
probably stunk. Inside the car
It
probably
was
stunk.
bad.
Yeah, it was
Everything
mainly
stunk.
outside, but it was the house.
So
stuff.
the night that you called them when you hit it, did you actually get out of the car? Out of the
Oh,
car?
I mean,
no.
it was fine.
You were
It
still
was fine.
driving, so
I
That
didn't
was
look.
fine. So
I think that something else happened while I was parked in the garage.
sure.
I think somebody broke
Maybe the
in.
skunk got crawled up inside of there.
skunk
Yeah,
family
the
come
skunk
back
was
and
alive.
haunt
It was
you.
getting out.
I go take the car, have the adjuster look at it. You know what it costs to fix that car?
like $1,500.
$1,800.
Oh my
It
god.
didn't do much damage
For a skunk.
1800.
for a skunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good story.
yeah. So my point is, women.
If we weren't
will
married,
either-
why did you come here on the next morning and you got in the car? I think we were married.
We weren't married.
Well,
we
then
got
why
married in
would-
March. I don't know if I had your car or what, but we weren't
Oh, maybe.
married. I mean, I wasn't living there, but I.
So I'm saying,
my car
clarify,
was
we
there.
were not living together. So
Yeah. But the women can tend to either really over exaggerate a situation or really play it down where it's nothing at all and it really is catastrophic. So that was the point of that story. Because you've done both.
Very
Wow,
good.
those eyes
What?
could hurt somebody.
I'm just thinking. Okay, now y'all go.
I think a good one for Jennifer to tell would be the diesel.
Ooh.
Yes,
Did you put diesel in your gas
I
car?
did. This is what happened.
See what happened was
I worked at this terrible place to work at, and I had a terrible day. And so I called.
the terrible no good, very bad. Awful, horrible day.
terrible day.
Yes.
We were doing Dave Ramsey, and we were only strict on it when Jason wanted to be strict on it. I just like to point that out.
Yes.
So you're agreeing that this is true?
Yes. It was not a good time.
So we had like $10 a month to spend, like
As
as
our
our blow
blow
money,
money?
and I of course spent it like the first 2 hours.
And then you're mad the rest of the month.
He'd been saving his money up, and I called him and I said, "You want to have lunch because I had a terrible day and I want to go somewhere." And
And I've got $10.
well, he
No,
said,
lunch with
you
me.
have $10. Me and me.
he
Yeah.
said, "Would you have your $10?" Knowing I did not have the money. And I said, "No, but you do." And he's like, "No, I'm not spending my $10 on your lunch," which made me even more mad.
Oh.
So I said, "Fine." So I left.
I'll show you, buddy.
Would you say that to her today?
No.
No.
No. I learned.
This was like
5
6
years?
yeah, 5, 6 years, yeah. So
It was just yesterday.
so I left.
It was last week.
So I left and I went to the BP, which was right here on the corner of
Center Point in California.
Center Point, Galter, the new BP. And so I pulled up to the outside pump, and I was like, I went to go put this. I was like so mad I couldn't even see because I was like, not only had a bad day at work, I don't know what happened, I don't remember, and then I was more mad at him. So I got the thing out and I put it in the gas tank, and I was like, huh. And I like
It didn't fit.
no, it didn't fit. I was like, what is wrong with this thing? So I just
Stupid thing.
So I just jammed it in there, and and it cut off. Like I didn't even go that long. It cut off, and I was like, I guess I'm full. So, so I put it back in, and I go drive off, and I'm like half a mile down the road, and my car just stops driving in the middle of the road. And so I called Jason. I was like, well, the car broke down, and he's like, well, call somebody at work because I can't come get you. And I was like, okay. So I called the mechanic guy at work, and he's like, oh, I think I figured out what you did. And I said, what's wrong with it? He said, well, you put diesel in it. And I was like, no, I didn't. And he's like,
Only a stupid person
Yeah.
would do that.
but I was literally like so mad that I just could not even see anything else. And he said, well, show me which pump you're at. And I showed him. He's like, that's diesel. And I was like, he said, if it's a green handle, it's diesel. And I had no clue that it was
rule.
even, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, did it fit in there? And I was like, no, it didn't fit. So we had to get it towed to the place to get worked
mechanic.
on, and he had to drain it. It was like $50 to get
No, it was about $500. Yes. By
The
the time you paid for the tank of
the
diesel,
tow truck.
This is
the
getting
tow
ready to get
truck,
good.
the mechanic to pull the tank and clear out the diesel. Luckily the diesel didn't ruin the engine, so we didn't have to any
Yeah.
engine damage. But then have.
But I will say that in my defense, I will say the man said, I see this all the time.
Really.
He said, we get this, a lot of women do this.
So
That makes
did
it
you
better.
regret not spending your $10 on lunch?
He better have.
Because it cost you $500.
I guess I have to say yes.
Let me help you. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was about the end of that $10 spending limit.
Yes,
Because
that was pretty much the end of it.
yeah.
So
I
we
had
could be
enough.
spiritual for a moment and say that the gas handle not fitting, like that's kind of how God is in our life sometimes when he's like, stop, no, and we just,
But you just
force it and cram it in
forcing it
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, and then half a mile down the road, the car goes clunk and it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a very expensive non-lunch that I had. Yes. That's more than my $10 blow money.
Life lesson. Life lesson.
Could you pass me some more coffee?
Sure.
Here, I'll pass you the cow.
The cow, and it
I'll
does.
pass you the cow. I'm not buying the cow. I'm getting the milk already.
Okay, so I have a story.
Oh,
I've thought of one.
I'm nervous.
You should be. And this was before we were married. We were just dating. And this was more of a, you need to go into things with your eyes wide open. You need to know what you're getting into. This was a moment when I thought, this is a snapshot. I have a better understanding of you as a person. So I was in North Carolina visiting, and we were at Brian's mom and dad's house, and he proceeded to tell me, let's watch my favorite movie, which is Lonesome Dove, which is
Best movie
nice.
ever.
6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Long
Of the same scenery and stuff
Yes,
over and over
6
again.
hours. And
If you've seen Lonesome Dove, send us an email and tell us, because I just want to know that you think it's the best movie ever, too.
okay, I'm telling a story.
Sorry.
So we turn it on, we're watching it. We're about, I don't know, a little ways in, and I'm like, he's reciting the movie with the movie. So literally, like the split second before they would say the line, he would jump in and say it for them, and I'm like, I'm impressed. Number one, that you know the movie. I get it.
Yeah.
You know all of
It's so
it.
fun to watch that, right?
Yeah, it's so fun. And I was like, okay, if you want to turn it off and do like a one-man play, we can do that. Or you can be quiet and let me watch it because I've never seen it before. And I realized right then, I was like, okay, he likes to know. He likes to know. And he really likes this movie a lot. And then he proceeded to try to explain to me who all the actors were. And I was like, I know who they are. So to this day, I'll go, I know who Diane Lane is. Like, I don't need you to tell him. I know who Diane Lane is. And so that gave me a good snapshot of part of our dynamic in life. So it was a very telling episode of Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
wanted the approval that you could see that I knew the
I
movie.
get it now.
you
You,
had
want him in
spent that
class.
time.
That's right.
And he literally knows the whole movie, like all of it. I
Jason's like that with
understand.
Tommy Play.
Yeah,
It's another classic.
that's right.
Another
It
classic.
is.
So there you go. So I know who Diane Lane is. And he still knows when I say that to back up. Like, I got it.
There's more to that.
There's more to that.
The movie's probably not even playing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just a life comment. I know who Diane Lane is.
it's good times. It's good times.
You have anything to add?
You want me to do
I know you're sure to have a story that's been improved.
No, we didn't talk about any of these. That's what makes it
No.
fun. Where it's just shocking.
Well, I'll go with the cinnamon roll story.
Oh, buckle up, boys and girls. Buckle
Dun,
up.
dun, dun. Please
So-
mail your gift cards in.
In care of Jennifer Zach. I have a serious issue with food.
Hi, my name's Jason. And I,
Well, not so much anymore.
Yeah, what
Well,
was the
yes.
issue? You have to tell people what the issue was.
The
He
issue
likes
with
to not share his food.
the issue is sharing. I think is more so yes. than
And let's say
anything.
that this was like 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. This was only probably a month or two after we got married.
Yeah.
And we were in the middle of a mall. And if anyone who has not had Cinnabon cinnamon rolls, you were missing out.
Amazing.
And it's huge cinnamon roll, thick glaze on top of it, nice gooey center in the middle of it. Well, because of I'm not very do well with sharing, we're sitting in the middle of the mall, eating a Cinnabon cinnamon roll.
Sharing it because that's all we could afford.
Yes.
Was one.
whose $10 was it?
That was way before Dave's So she proceeds to take the middle roll of the cinnamon roll. The
I
nice
kind of did it very
gooey-
quickly so he wouldn't notice.
And
the bite.
yeah.
The bite.
then my non-sharing attitude came into a anger attitude, as we just talked about in life group on
Yes,
Friday.
yes.
Is controlling your anger. So I didn't get that lesson early on, and I was in the middle of the mall, literally yelling at her as she was walking down the corridor, walking away from me because I was so upset and pissed off because she took the middle
Like
of the
yelling,
cinnamon roll.
Jennifer, Zach, you get back here. Don't walk away from me. It was humiliating, and to this day, I really don't care for Cinnabon.
Which I know is a mental thing because they're amazing.
Yeah, they really are good, but it really kind of takes all the fun out of it for me.
So yes, needless to say, we don't share our cinnamon rolls anymore. So,
We just buy two.
we just buy two.
Yeah.
Buy two. If
Yeah.
you can't afford to, just
Yeah,
don't
just
buy
don't
them.
even
Yeah,
get it.
don't
That's
even
right.
buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
life
pretty
lesson.
great.
I agree with that because I don't want to share my Cinnabon either.
No.
I will, Bad
He
to
gets mad because
begrudgingly.
I'll say, "Well, just get a big one and we can share it," or I'll just take a bite of yours.
Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah.
not very happy about
Jennifer
that.
likes to take 2 medium-sized bites.
medium to large.
Medium to large,
On
2
the large side of
If
medium.
you take 2 at a time,
they're
then
real
it counts
quick.
as 1.
One for each jaw.
Yeah, it is.
One for each jaw.
And even the girls have learned it too.
So are y'all? Do you hide like stuff like that from your kids, or do you get enough to share with them?
I say we just eat it before we get home.
Because Crystal is
yeah.
a martyr. She's gonna the girls, and I'm like, no, let's eat this right
Yeah.
now.
I feel guilty.
Well, with 3 kids, you really can't. You can't always get enough for everybody.
No,
no.
especially not with our 3 kids.
And that's one of the joys of being an adult. You have
I
the
think
job.
it is.
You can, I think it's okay to a point. But I do feel guilty more than you.
And you have to just not say anything to them
Yeah.
about it. If they see the package in the garbage or whatever, we've gone before to throw things away, like at the gas station.
Yeah,
Before you get home.
At the gas station.
there have been times where like I'll tell Sophie she can't have something sweet, and I'll
If
go
she hears a
upstairs to tuck her
rapper,
in, and she'll be like, "What did you eat?" I smell on your breath.
Literally.
I'm like, it's like Elf beef and cheese. You smell like beef and cheese.
or you would, if you, the slightest wrapper or plastic or any kind of noise, it's like, what do you have down there? What do you eat?
Yeah.
Like none of your business. You weren't invited.
So I'll tell you a quirky thing that Crystal does.
Uh-oh.
This could make her mad. I'm really going out on a limb here, but it's really funny and cute.
It's okay. The limb can always be cut off.
Is that metaphoric? Is that a metaphor?
That's what she said.
I don't
The rain bobbit right over here, ladies and
know.
gentlemen.
The limb can be cut off. Huh. Okay,
No,
anyway.
but I want to hear it.
So this is what Crystal does that's so funny to me. She will text me as she's walking out of the office at work.
Oh.
And she'll say, I'm leaving work. And I'll text back and say, okay, I love you. I'll see you soon. As soon as she gets in the car, she'll call. And she'll say, hey, I'm leaving work. Yeah, I got your, did you get my text? Because I got yours and I responded. Well, yeah, I was just going to call you and tell you. Okay. I mean,
In case you had a stroke.
And you live 8 minutes from church.
yeah, 8
right?
minutes.
Yeah.
And we're over
We live
communicators.
7
I
miles.
get that. We communicate a lot. By
more than we
text
should.
and-
We
yeah.
probably need to back off.
But it's really funny, and I'm like, I got it. I understand. And then sometimes this will happen. She'll hang up mad because I've said, yeah, I know you're on your way. I got it. So she'll get
Call
mad.
right back.
And then
Because I forgot something.
she'll call back and say, well, I'm going to run by Walmart. Or most of the time, it's not even that. It's just say, what do you want to eat for supper tonight? I don't know. What do you want to eat for supper? Well, I don't know. Just think about it. Okay. Then she'll call back maybe again and say, well, I was thinking we should do this.
It's not a 10-minute drive.
I really think that she's in the car going, let's just see how many times
Yeah,
I can call him.
I call I text, and Taylor and Cameron make fun of me for this. Probably Edie too. I don't know. I don't remember Edie specifically mentioning it. But instead of sending one long text, I'll send it like a sentence, and then I'll type additional thoughts and send them all separate. I don't think about putting them all together. And my phone calls are along the same lines. Like I'll forget, and I'll be like, "Oh wait, I just wanted to ask one more thing," and I'll call back.
But
When
if
I
you
could
talk
just
about it on
wait.
your way home, you don't have to talk about it when you get home.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
be thinking it through what you want for dinner
Yeah.
before you walk in the door. I get that.
Yeah, but
It's not really an effective communication tool to call. And she's
because
gotten
you get
aware-
annoyed and then you're mad.
Well, and that's the thing. Like she'll go out on a Saturday, and literally, I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Sometimes she'll call 10 times in a row, and by like
I don't know about 10 times.
No, there have been times, and usually by the 5th, the first words out of her mouth are, I'm sorry to call right back, but
Still got one
But
more thing.
I thought of another question I needed to ask.
and I'll be like, do you understand I'm vacuuming? I told you I was vacuuming when you called last
Like if I go to
time.
the grocery or whatever, and then I think, well, but do you want this? Do you want that? Yeah.
So that's a funny quirk
Yeah.
that we laugh about. I laugh about her probably not so much.
Because it's like,
No, but here's, and then I'll do really good and I won't call you at all. And then you're like, well, why didn't you call me on your way home from work? Because I'm pouting and I didn't want to call you because you made fun of me.
because you yelled at me.
Because you
the
yelled
last
at
time, five times I called.
So never again. And then I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do that. I admit it.
For the record, I didn't yell.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
Jason doesn't yell at me when he picks up the cat poop under the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
anymore.
Tell that story. That's
Yeah.
good.
So Jennifer and Jason buy a lot of paper towels because
Because every time the cat throws up,
Throws up,
Throws
poops, anything. Even
which she doesn't do
dog.
that often, but when it does happen, I can't handle it. So I just put a wad of paper towels on top.
And everybody knows not to go around the paper towel.
There is quadrant.
It's like they section it off. They got caution police tape
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, everyone. I tell the girls, don't touch that until Daddy gets home.
So you walk in the house
So
and the
then
first thing she says, "Did you see the paper towel?"
Hours later, it's all crusted and nasty in the carpet.
and you could have just picked it up.
I know, I really couldn't.
So yes, we take stock in the paper towels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Costco.
We love Costco. Yes.
Oh, speaking of which, I wanted a Costco run. We need to.
Yeah,
We
we'll
do
have to
need to
that.
run.
Sorry.
Y'all
Yes.
could go while I'm gone to Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to come meet you out there after work one day.
Y'all could have a mandate to Costco.
Ooh.
Very metro.
That won't be good at all.
Then we go to the well.
The well, yeah, I like the well.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a well over there?
Yeah, on Old Hickory Boulevard.
Oh, you're talking about in Brentwood. I was
Yeah.
talking about thinking Charlotte.
I like
yeah.
the Brentwood wood
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I work right by there.
Yeah.
So.
What's another good story? I'm trying to think.
What Jason just made reference to, the new thing that Crystal does that's so funny. She sounds like an 80-year-old New Yorker from the Bronx. I'll say something and it doesn't translate in her brain, and she goes, "What?" And we laugh. I'm talking about.
I think I edit it. Not in public.
We laugh so hard. Like, it's usually at night. Like the other night, I said something, and I mean, it wasn't anything crazy or anything that she shouldn't have understood, and I don't remember what it was. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, "What?"
I think I couldn't hear. You were like in the bedroom, and I was in the bathroom, and I
It
missed
sounds
part
like it
of
could be a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it pretty much could be, I think.
Speaking of which, of Seinfeld's, you got the loud talkers and the close talkers and all that stuff in Seinfeld.
yeah.
Second service at church today, the people sitting beside me, like I gave them the Seinfeld multiple times going, because they were literally talking at full voice throughout the whole service.
Were they old? They couldn't hear?
No. Mm-mm. I mean, they were 50s.
Were they visitors?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. Seen them there a lot.
Did you give
that's
them
double
the
bad.
I did give them the.
So if you go to Cornerstone Church, then you're in your 50s.
It could be
And you are not a visitor.
You know who you are. No, but it was like like Pastor said something, and the husband goes, "Well, that's good right there." And I'm like, "What?"
One time we had people sitting in front of us who, like, I'm thinking they were visitors. They had, like, they pulled out candy and, like,
It was like
bags
the
of
movies.
candy. It was like they were at the movies and they were sharing, and then part of them was sitting in front of
a
us.
microwave and popcorn.
Well, part of them was sitting next to us on the end of the row, and then the other was sitting in front of us, and they would, like, pass it up the thing like they were at the movies the whole service. They ate the whole time, shared it and everything.
That's great.
Yeah, we're notorious for always getting those people that
yeah.
in all the big events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So what was the biggest surprise when you got married? Like what was do you have a story of the moment where you went, oh, like one of those moments? You thought, oh, I wasn't prepared for that, or oh, didn't see that coming. I'm trying to think of a specific. No, nothing.
I can't think of anything.
The one thing before we got married, so I had relocated to Nashville and moved. We were engaged. It was end of January, 1st of February. For 3 weeks, Crystal basically shut down. Wouldn't talk to me. Was weird, like to the point that I was like, I don't think we're going to get married. I mean, it was,
Wow.
Yeah.
and so like I'm walking on eggshells. I'm like, what have I done? And she's like completely shut down. I mean, just shut down. And finally, after weeks of me going, what's wrong? Nothing. Finally, she's like, I have to tell you something. And if you don't want to get married, it's fine. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
no.
oh my God.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, I mean, my mind's racing. I'm like, okay.
You're thinking she's still married?
Yeah, I'm like, there's something
The
going
major.
on. And so she sits down, and she's not overly emotional, right? So she's like almost on the verge of tears, and she's like,
Which is kind of a big deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, I owe the IRS $70,000. And I was like, okay. She's like, and we don't have to get married. And I said, so that's it? Because, I mean, yes, granted, $70,000 is a lot of money, but it wasn't, like, I thought it was something, like, really catastrophic. And I was like, well, we can figure that out. There's nothing else you want to tell me. She's like, no, you're not upset? I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not thrilled at the thought of, you know, a $70,000 IRS bill, but we can figure it out. Anyway, long story short, we had a CPA to go through everything, and
I didn't know him.
she didn't know the money, but it was
Look
just
how
one of those.
stressed you were for 3 weeks.
I know. And it's like I just avoided it instead of just dealing with it. And
It
I
was
think,
bad.
man, I had a lot of stress for no reason. I should have handled it initially. So that was the lesson.
I mean, it really was on the tipping point of me going, you know what, I'm just going to go back to North Carolina. This is not.
He's going,
It's
great.
not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
It was-
Now it's funny. Then
Yeah,
it wasn't funny.
no.
But I did. She sat down. She's like, and if you want to leave, you can. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
I have 5 kids from
Yeah.
you know, somewhere else.
Yeah. Surprise.
I'm a madam.
Surprise.
What?
That's funny. Another story. Funny story.
A little book plug. I'm reading Good or God right now.
I'm reading that too.
Do you love it? Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read
it's
it.
really good.
John Bevere, check that out. So it's a really good book. It really, I mean, it makes you stop and change your perspective on a lot of things, because I think as Christians, we very much are designed to think if it's good, it's from God.
Yeah.
And that's not
There's a couple
Or-
things I've reread a couple times because I didn't fully understand it.
Yeah.
When you say, well, their intentions are good.
Right.
Like how often
they
you say,
really
well,
got
their
that?
intentions were good. I don't know that it matters. Very
Not at all.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to read it.
You can take it on the plane?
No, actually, I have a Kindle that was Vanessa's that is loaded with tons of books. So I'm going to read it because it's lightweight.
Awesome.
And I'll read that one when I get back.
Speaking of which, that's a funny story too. So Vanessa, when she got her iPad, she stopped using the Kindle, and there was a book on it that I wanted to read, so she just gave it to me to read the book off of it. And so I got done with it, and I was like, I'll bring your Kindle back. And she's like, no. She's like, I have my Kindle now on my iPad. She's like, y'all can just keep it. I was like, all right. So then, like,
Or
once
just
every,
use it, and that's been like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and once every 2 or 3 weeks, she would text or call, and she's like, hey, I got a new book on our Kindle,
It
so
should be-
go read it.
It has some really
I like
good
that.
stuff.
It's like
I know.
benefits.
I know.
Yeah, so she'll text. She's like, that book's on on our Kindle. Go read it.
How fun.
So thanks,
Pretty
Nessa.
cool.
What's the most embarrassing moment you've had since we've been married?
Most embarrassing.
Boy.
Oh, that's on the
For
spot. I don't
you
know.
all.
I have to think about that. What's yours? Do you have one?
Do you have one?
I don't know. Trying to think.
I don't know of one. I mean, without.
So I think an embarrassing one for us, both of us, was on our honeymoon.
Oh.
I was trying to be all suave here, and
Rico.
and so we had a little room with a little hot tub inside it
In Gatlinburg.
In Gatlinburg.
Was it heart shaped?
No.
So we were on the water, and it was a jacuzzi tub. So I knew it was supposed to have jets on it somewhere.
Well, yeah, because we can see the jet.
Yeah.
It wasn't like discernment.
God didn't tell you that or anything.
Well, yeah, you can see the
I'll take some.
So I'll take some too. If you want some. So I'm sitting there trying to get it all working and everything, and I called down to the front desk probably about 3 times, saying,
After once or twice, he made me call.
saying, "Where's the button to put the jets on?" And I'm fumbling around, trying to pick up everything, push all the buttons and everything. Nothing is working.
We couldn't find it anywhere.
So finally, she's
Well,
like,
I called
"Oh,
down
yeah."
and I was like, we just called and we can't find that button you're talking about.
You know that everybody can still hear that, right? And they can see it. So I don't know what.
Sorry.
She's pretty.
What?
So they're like, it's just on the side of the tub. And I'm like, I don't see a button on the side of the tub. So we finally picked up the ice bucket.
And it was under the
Underneath
ice.
it.
It was underneath the ice bucket.
So we're like, oh my gosh.
It's been there the whole time.
You know, they thought we were idiots. You know, like, what is wrong with them?
That's great. I'm trying to think of anything funny in our life.
I don't know of anything embarrassing. I think the story about burying your grandparents is funny. Is that offensive?
Maybe. Maybe to some people.
So I'm
So if this is you,
They probably
don't take
wouldn't
offense
listen.
to it.
They probably might not be listening.
but even
so.
if they would, they think it's funny, I'm sure.
This
looking
is with the
back.
shovels.
Yeah.
Post-hole diggers.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's a good one.
I always preface this by saying I come from very rural North Carolina. My grandfather was a farmer. You know, I was a redneck on some level, and I own that. I love my heritage. But
I'm from Kentucky.
Crystal's from Kentucky, very rural part, and she also,
I have
redneck.
a little, yeah.
you know, had a Camaro, that kind of thing. If you had a Camaro, that's
Was it T-top?
No, it was actually a convertible. It was my parents. It wasn't mine.
oh well. She said no, it was actually a convertible.
It was
Actually
actually a
convertible.
So anyway, we're married, and her grandparents died before we got married. They died in 2005, about 6 weeks apart, and
Tragic. It was really very sad.
it was
hard.
cold.
It was cold. and
So
it was
they
hard.
didn't want to put them in the ground.
Actually, we had services for them, but they were going to cremate them, so they decided
Yes.
to wait and bury them when it got warm and have a service for them.
Service
At
is
that
not the
point.
word.
Well, that's we were going to have to bury
Service
'em
is what we
later.
thought. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we get a call the next summer,
Yeah, it was like late spring, maybe May, June, something like that.
95 degrees summer.
Yeah.
And
I remember I had on a brown dress that was like an eyelet, like a chocolate brown with a denim jacket over it, sweating like a fool. It was hot.
don't say a salty word on here.
I did.
I don't
I
want
said a fool.
She stopped herself.
Yeah, so we get the call. They're having the service, and so we take off after church on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm in a suit. She's in her dress. The girls.
We come from church.
Sophie
yeah.
wasn't born yet, but
No.
the girls, Cameron and Eddie, were in their dresses. You know,
Yeah.
looking very funeral-ish.
Funeral-ish.
And we take
In
off
most standards.
to to Kentucky, up to Beaver Dam.
We didn't clarify exactly what we needed to do.
Yeah, we made some
didn't clarify.
assumptions. And
We
you know what
didn't-
happens when you make an assumption?
Yeah, so it's on us. We didn't ask, so
Not 100% on us. But, so we roll up into Kentucky. We come up over their plots are up on top of a little hill.
it's beautiful.
Beautiful cemetery.
So pretty.
We're cruising up the hill, you know, in our nice clothes. And we get to the top of the hill, and I see her uncle in a wife beater and cut off blue jean shorts. And he has post hole diggers, and he is digging in the graveyard.
Like in a plot.
Those people that you have to pay them to
Yeah.
dig the hole.
Yeah. Well, just wait.
Yeah.
So I say, and I apologize. This is not overly salty, but I will tell you exactly what I said. I said, "What in the hell are they doing?" And she said, "They're digging."
I was like, they're digging a hole.
I was like-
Obviously, they have post hole diggers.
This is normal.
I said, "That's illegal. They can't do that." She goes, "No, it's fine. My uncle's a mortician."
I was like, he's probably got paperwork or something. I'm sure it's fine.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
But the uncle digging was not the one who was the mortician.
No, it wasn't.
He doesn't have
But he was
papers.
there. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure he had papers.
So by the time we get parked and we sit there for a minute, just kind of honestly
Brian's
in amazement.
literally his jaw was like it was full dropped, like drop jaw.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was. I think I was probably cackling.
And, what? And so
Because you knew what
Part
to
of me is
expect.
like, yeah.
So as we're ready to get out of the car, they switch, and another uncle takes over.
Yeah.
And he's
Because,
now,
the ground's hard. Like,
now
it's a
digging
lot
with
of work.
post hole diggers
Yeah.
in the graveyard. So we get out, and as we get out, they ask if I want to turn. They're still busy. They're smoking and everything, and so they get, bless you, they get the hole dug, and then they don't know which bag is which, like a which grandparent, and so
wow.
so they get them in the ground and cover it up, and I'm expecting like a service, a prayer, a song, something. No, they just put the post hole diggers in the back of the truck, and everybody leaves, and we don't even go eat.
Brad was like, there's no death service without a meal. Like, there has to be a meal.
I mean, if you're in the South, you have to eat
Even
when
if
somebody
you're
dies.
going to Ponderosa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no Ponderosa there. There's no.
So we ended up getting pizza rolls at the gas station.
They're so good.
Godfather.
So good.
You ever had a Godfather's pizza
Yeah,
roll?
they used to have them in Portland.
They're so greasy and but
they
they're
are
good.
good.
I love them.
So that's a fun story.
Yeah, that was.
That's a rude awakening right there.
It was. It's,
Wait.
Yeah.
what do you say?
the way it is.
It's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. I love it.
I love it too.
Jennifer was shocked that we actually have pools up in the north.
Mm.
So when she came and visited me when we were actually still dating, and me being from the Chicago area, and her being from Florida, where everybody has a pool.
Yeah.
Because
I did not know
With a screened-in
that, people,
porch.
that it even got
Yeah.
warm enough for people to have a pool.
Yeah, she was shocked.
That's
I'd never been
funny.
up north before. so
Yeah. So you didn't think they had pools?
I don't know why, because it really... it's like warm there like 1 month of the year.
Because Jennifer forgets what it was like last season.
Right.
So she already forgets.
We lived here
what it
under
was
how many
like.
years, and I'm like, I forgot what it looks like when there's when there's leaves on the trees in the middle of winter. I don't know.
Every day's like Groundhog Day.
It is, Jennifer.
like every 2 weeks. You're like, yes.
So you wake up and go, what?
Yes.
So you had the embarrassing story question. You don't have one?
I haven't been able to think of one. I feel like there's one just right on the verge, but I haven't quite made it.
Oh, I'm sure there's many right on the verge.
Yeah, I'm having to like. There are some things you just can't tell. There's no public forum that's okay.
That's where we're different. You're just lucky
Always
I haven't
public.
thought of it. If you want to give me a signal, I'll tell it.
No, I have enough pride for both of us.
Yeah, if you don't at least
I do.
So here's another one that I thought of that makes me look like an idiot. So we were.
Those are safe.
It's all about me.
that's all you want.
When we got married, we were in Gatlinburg, and she was 3 months pregnant, and me not knowing really anything or being stupid, so we were going to take a ride on the airlift, the Gatlinburg sky lift thing, that goes like 2 miles an hour, just good scenery type thing. So we're buying the tickets, and I asked the lady, is it safe for her to go on so she's pregnant?
Did she look at you
Like it's a roller coaster.
The lady said, as long as you don't push her off.
Then you're riding to the top.
Oh, that's funny. As long
She was like, as long as you don't push her off.
yeah, idiot.
Exactly. I'm like, well, and then I took the ride. I'm like, I don't know why I asked that one.
That's so funny. That's pretty great.
It is great.
That's good. That's a gold star.
So yeah, so that's. I hope you guys laugh with us. You may not think our stories are funny. We think they're hilarious,
We
but I think most things are hilarious. So, anything else you guys want to add?
I feel like I have a good story just right on the verge, and I just can't. I should have made a list. Or
Save it for
something.
another episode. There'll be more.
There'll be more.
Next week is exciting because it's going to be an all guys podcast. So all the guys from our life group are going to be on, and we're going to be talking about what it is to be spiritual head of the household and the leader of the house and being a godly husband. So,
Which are, I think, difficult in this day and age, and what the perception of culture is. So that should be a good conversation. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of different personalities, so it should be. I think it'll be really
And
good.
ages, too.
Yeah,
yeah.
in different places in life, you know. So it should be good.
So, yeah. So that's...
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, as always. Website, go to the website, check out. There's a link to the blog from a blog that I've done. I haven't done one in a while, but there's some good stuff on there, and you can go back and listen to any of our episodes, any of the recaps on that. And I thought about maybe trying to do like a book page where we can kind of, all of us, talk about the books that we're reading, do a little synopsis so people can
That's a good one.
see, if there's something they want
Can
to
we
see.
talk about Amish books?
No,
Yes.
no, we are not talking about Amish. Oh,
You're
God.
shunned.
Yes,
Yeah,
no Amish.
Amish.
No, only godly
And we
stuff.
don't have to worry about them reading it.
I'm not saying the Amish aren't godly. That sounded bad. I'm just saying no Amish books. No. So anyway, website's sundayeveningcoffee.com. Email us at sundayeveningcoffee@gmail.com. And you can go to the Facebook page, the YouTube page. Email us or send us a message and let us know if you just listen to the podcast on iTunes or if you watch it on YouTube, how you get your Sunday evening coffee. I'm curious to know what that mix is. So we've had a lot of downloads and a lot of views on the YouTube channel. So I'm curious to know if you're doing both, if you're doing one or the other. So as always, we hope you have a good week. And if you wow, that is loud.
Sorry.
And now Crystal's pouring that right in front of her microphone. So lots of noises. And it's just going to get worse.
Would you like the cow?
She's got it. Wow. Okay. Anyway. So I didn't want to say anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great evening. And we'll talk. Stop. Seriously? What? So have a good night. And we'll see you next time on Sunday Evening Coffee.